As a frequent traveler to Taiwan, many people ask me what it's like, so it's now time for me to show you. This video is dedicated to all my family and friends and anybody thinking about visiting Taiwan in the future. So go grab yourself a seat. It's time to go to Taiwan. Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is William Murphy and I'll be your host today. Here's a few things to know before visiting Taiwan. First, where the heck is it located? To be clear, you wouldn't believe how many people confuse Taiwan with Thailand. Believe me, Taiwan is nothing like Thailand. Taiwan is an island in the Pacific Ocean located just off the southern eastern coast of China and just north of the Philippines. It has a land area of approximately 36,000 square kilometers. Taiwan is one of the smallest countries in Asia, but despite being undersized, this industrious nation is a formidable economic tiger that leads the region in many innovations. So what's the best season for visiting Taiwan? My personal favorite is autumn, from mid-September to mid-November. Spring is another great alternative. You'll get to experience the blossom of the cherry trees and other gardens. It's also a great time to do hiking as well. Is there a time to avoid when visiting Taiwan? Definitely yes, the summer. Extreme high heat, high humidity, and possibility of typhoons. Do you need a visa to travel to Taiwan? For most Western passport holders, they're going to be eligible for visa-free travel up to 90 days. But it's a good idea to check your country for specifics to avoid any confusion. I'll leave any links I can find in the description below. Is it safe to visit Taiwan? Absolutely. Taiwan's ranked one of the safest countries to live in the world. It has some of the lowest crime standards worldwide, and there's no threat of international terrorism. Tourist traps and tourist scams can happen, but they're very rare. The Taiwan are incredibly gracious people. Is it easy to get around Taiwan? Absolutely. It's very easy to get around the entire country through high-speed rail and a national railroad system. In Taipei especially, you have a fantastic MRT station and bus routes. Everything's accessible through Google Maps, so don't worry, it's very easy to get around Taiwan and it's very inexpensive as well. And of course today you have taxi network and Uber network if you're more comfortable with that as well. How's the language in Taiwan? Mandarin is the official language for the country. Taiwanese or Hokkien is spoken throughout the country as well. In the major cities, it's very easy to get around with limited to no Chinese. English is pretty prevalent on the street signs, the subway systems, the bus systems, and most of the restaurants will have English and Chinese English on their menus. Once you get out of the city, it'll get a little bit less as easy, and in some of the traditional markets and areas, you may find a little harder finding folks to speak English, but overall they're very helpful and graceful to try to work with your language, and quite a few folks, especially the younger ones, are pretty versed in English as well. So just go out and enjoy, use a little Google Translate if necessary, and you'll be good to go. Before we get started, make sure you mash that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and make sure you share with your friends. Without further ado, here's my top 10 list of the most fantastic reasons why you should visit Taiwan. Number one reason to visit Taiwan, the scenery. Taiwan is incredibly green and beautiful. No matter where you are, there's always a lush tropical forest right around the corner. So therefore, scenery is definitely a reason to visit Taiwan. Now, the landscape does change across the island. From a subtropical climate in the north to central Taiwan, which is dominated by these huge summits and gorges, to the southern tip of Taiwan, which is famous for its tropical climate and sandy beaches. Number two are colorful festivals. Taiwan's packed full of crazy holidays and traditions besides Chinese New Year. Some of my favorite is the Lantern Festival in Pingxi. That's like in January, February. You have the Matsu pilgrimage. This is a massive folk fest. It's like 9-10 days. You go, I don't know, 500 miles. And the Dragon Boat festivals are pretty cool as well. All right, number 3, the Aboriginal culture. They have a fantastic native culture. It's been there for tens of thousands of years, long before the Hans ever came over. There's 16 recognized tribes. There's roughly 500,000 in population today. The biggest and oldest tribe is down by Sun Moon Lake. It's not hard to get there, but probably as an inexperienced traveler, you'd want to take one of the local tours. They're plentiful, and I'll keep a link to one in the description below. All right, number 4, one of my favorite places to visit is Tioga National Park. This place is incredible, incredibly gorgeous. It has this huge limestone canyon that cuts through it. It's like 16 kilometers long. It is up in the mountains. It's easy to get there by a high-speed train from Taipei, but once you get there, you should get a local tour or maybe a local taxi. That's what I did to take you up to the different spots to visit. All right, guys, number 5, halfway there. I've visited temples all throughout Taiwan. I spend most of my time in Taipei. I'm most familiar with the beautiful temples around Taipei. They just remind all the visitors of the cultural history of Taiwan's temples, from their colorful architecture to their elegant simplicity. These temples just seem to have it all. I'll leave a link in the description below for more details. All right, on to number 6. Taiwan is a hiking mecca. It's one of the best hiking areas in Asia. Mountains cover 2/3 of the country. So pretty much any city, anywhere you go, there will be trails available, from easy stuff like Elephant Mountain in Taipei to trails through the Taroko Gorge. And if you're a really hardcore climber, I'm told there's 2 mountain ranges in Taiwan. One is known as, I think it's a Jade Mountain. Yes, Jade Mountain. And the other one's known as Snow Mountain. If anybody's ever climbed it, let me know what you think of them in the comments below. All right, guys, couldn't wait any longer. One of the things you absolutely got to go to Taiwan for is the food. Now, you're going to love this combination. Taiwanese food is incredibly tasty, and it's really affordable as well. There's a ton of night markets across the island. Each one's a little bit different, which makes it exciting. When in Taipei, Shilin Night Market's the largest. My personal favorites closest to the house is Roja Street Night Market. There's a couple things everybody should try. Shaved ice, beefy noodle soup, scallion pancakes, tofu, the stinky tofu if you're a little adventurous. So I have a ton of photos on food, so I'm going to share you a little montage here. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. All right, moving on to number 8 is the city of Taipei itself. It is a fantastic cosmopolitan city. It's a great mixture of European and Chinese culture, as well as old and new. There's a tremendous amount of sites that you can visit right within Taipei, right from the MRT system. Things like Elephant Mountain, Taipei 101, the National Palace Museum. It's incredible. Look for some individual videos on some of these places as well, like Changshek Memorial, Loshan Temple, and even Dr. Sun Yat Museum are places that are just incredible to visit while in Taipei. All right, almost done. Number 9 is the people of Taiwan themselves. One of the great characters that defines the Taiwanese people is their sense of helpfulness. They'll often go out of their way to help you with simple matters like finding directions, They love having fun and take happiness not just as a concept, but a life to live. They politely queue in line everywhere. They're very clean. They don't spit, smoke, litter, and they're always willing to give up their seat to their elders. Just incredible people, just wonderful people. You just will absolutely love the people itself when you're here visiting Taiwan. All right, guys, that brings us to number 10. And my last favorite thing that everybody should do when visiting Taiwan is visit a hot spring. Some of the most famous public ones are right in Beitou, about an hour outside of Taipei. If you want to try more of a natural experience, you can go to Banyan Wild Springs. That's in Yami National Mountain. You definitely do not want to miss the experience of soaking in one of the local hot springs. Alright guys, before we end the video, I'll just leave you with a few bonus tips for when traveling to Taiwan. Just remember, it's extremely easy to get around due to the great transportation network, and locals are always willing to help, especially the foreigners. Electric is similar to US, 110 with the same type of socket. You may need adapters if you're somewhere else. They're all available locally. Money is the new Taiwan dollar. It's easily exchanged through airports, banks. Credit cards are readily accepted in most of the major cities. Tipping is non-existent virtually in Taiwan. You might find some service fees in some of the local Western hotels or some of the nightclubs, but that's about it. So that's quick tips for traveling in Taiwan as well. And if you find this a little too much to travel on your own, there are dozens of tour groups available. I'm going to leave you a link to my favorite one in the description below. So I just have one question. Are you ready to visit Taiwan? If so, let me know in the comments below. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Please like and share with your friends. Help me spread the word of Taiwan's beauty.